Chapter 64. Lonnie. Lonnie stared across the vacant table at Leah, crumpled in despair. Her tangled hair and sunburnt skin only added to the worry on her face, but she was regaining her focus and composure. Well, as much as one could have in this situation. Adam was gone. Despite all their efforts to keep him safe, Adam's father had managed to get his hands on him, right under their noses, without effort, with no one the wiser. Now, here was Leah, sun-baked and dehydrated, broken down to the core. Lonnie knew only too well this devastation. The way in which a mother can be broken. It was always through her children. Always. Through Leah's sobs, Lonnie heard a creak and noticed someone standing outside the half-open door to the sterile mess hall. Long, dark hair peeked through, and her heart swelled with hope and pride. It was Kai. His worried face appeared strong, and yet not as confident as he always tried to be. She acknowledged his presence with a nod. Her brother had been leaning against the wall, ready to run towards Leah in case she collapsed again. Now he stood, tense, his eyes trained on her with a mix of longing and concern. A look Lonnie understood and felt for her brother. He was in love with Leah, and didn't even know it. Or, worse, he knew and refused to acknowledge it. But now, seeing Leah this way, torn to pieces and helpless, it was hard for Kai to hide his true feelings. He, like the rest of them, felt shaken. And there was Adam. Kai had a strong connection with the boy. He'd given his most prized possession to him, the little orange truck that Chrissy loved so much. Lonnie, of all people, knew how much the truck meant to her brother. It was no ordinary toy. It was all he had left to hold solid in his hands that was Chrissy. She sighed, thinking of Chrissy, feeling the goosebumps rise on her arms, remembering the words Leah said as she collapsed into Kai's embrace. Later, when she had some water and warm broth, through broken lips, she retold the story of Adam in the back seat of Ben's van, drugged and unconscious. How she begged Ben to give Adam back, and then the horror as he drove away, leaving her abandoned in the middle of the highway, alone. She recounted her journey of running after the van, even after it had long disappeared over the horizon, and she knew she would never catch up. Her struggle to return to Hayden and the anguish of turning away from where Adam had gone. It was a dark journey of the soul. What happened after, following the raven and the boy, well, Lonnie didn't have answers for that. All she knew was it couldn't be a coincidence. Leah pushed back from the table and paced the room, clutching the little orange truck that Adam loved so much, holding it tight like Kai used to hold it after Chrissy. Lonnie closed her eyes. She felt a hand touch her knee and looked up into Chris's concerned blue eyes. He squeezed her knee in comfort, and she felt not for the first time how much she loved this man before her. Thank goodness she'd nearly run him over all those months ago. Chris brought her back to life. He knew all the deep darkness within her, the shame she would carry forever, and the sorrow she could never erase. He knew all her ugly spots, along with the good, and yet he still loved her. She knew his, too, and together they would spend a lifetime trying to do better than what they did in the past. "How do we get him back?" Her voice hushed as she spoke to him. Hearing Lonnie speak, Leah turned around in terror. She reached up and grabbed at her hair, but resisted the urge to pull it out as she continued to move, whimpering.
"Lonnie!"
she cried out, wanting for someone to make this all not real, to take away the horror building inside her.
"My baby, Lonnie! My innocent little boy!"
A moan escaped Leah's lips, raising the hairs on Lonnie's arm. She knew this moan of a mother, and she never wanted to hear it ever again. Without hesitation, Kai rushed to Leah's side and held her fragile body in his powerful embrace.
"Shh now. We will get him back. I won't stop until Adam is in your arms where he belongs."
Kai held Leah's head to his chest, his hand removing her finger's tight grip on her hair. Overcome, Leah began to wail. The reality of Adam gone was too much.
"I can't bear the thought that he isn't in the other room, safely asleep in bed. I just want to walk in and kiss his damp forehead and feel his chest rise and fall with his breathing."
A cry of agony escaped out of Leah's mouth as Kai held her, allowing all her strength to be held up by him.
How could I have lost him? I can't live without Adam, I can't.
Kai smoothed back the sweaty hair plastered to Leah's forehead. His face revealed all too familiar feelings rushing to the surface, knowing only too well what Leah felt. Lonnie watched as her little brother clutched the devastated mother to him. She knew Kai was a tower of strength and was always there when needed. How many times as a small boy did he wrap his lanky arms around Lonnie's waist when he thought she needed him? And how many times did he make everything all right with just that warm embrace and comforting words? Too many times for her to count. Kai stood tall as he held on to Leah with an unbreakable grip. Somehow, some way, Lonnie knew he was going to get Adam back in Leah's arms where he belonged. Kai was going to give one mother back her son if it killed him. She took one more look at the two figures entwined, both unaware that they were supporting each other. Their hidden feelings flowed between them, despite their attempts to conceal them from one another. Taking a deep breath, she leaned into Chris, planting a quick kiss on his cheek, and pulled herself up from the table. Leah saw her standing just a few feet away and pulled herself away from Kai's lingering embrace, the warmth of his body replaced by a sudden chill that made her shiver. It took all of her strength to stand upright as she tried to compose herself. The older woman's hand lifted Leah's pale, quivering chin. There was no strength in her jaw, but that was okay. Lonnie had enough for both of them.
Listen to me, Leah,
she said in a soft, calm voice.
You need to search inside yourself to find the strength to fight. Your guides will help you. You just need to listen to them.
Leah rolled her eyes through swollen eyelids.
Following a raven and an imaginary boy will not bring my son back to me.
She wiped her red nose with the back of her hand, leaving a wet streak behind. Lonnie breathed in with her lips pressed together, feeling the energy flowing back into Leah.
I feel you there,
she silently said in her head, thinking of the raven and the young boy with the long hair. The name Leah called him when she collapsed escaped her memory. The only thing she could recall was his singing voice and his light brown hair fluttering in the wind, and Adam alone in the world as the other boy gestured for Leah to follow him. Leah might not believe in guides, but that didn't matter. She had them anyway. Lonnie looked directly into Leah's eyes, her own unwavering.
You'll need every ounce of strength and courage for your next journey,
she told her. Leah held back a sniffle, trying to control her panic beginning to bubble up to the surface once again, this time threatening to overflow.
You are like a coffee mug that sits alone on the table.
Lonnie directed Leah's gaze to the lone cup sitting on the gray metallic folding table.
That mug looks empty and isolated, but beside it is the coffee spot that it once held within it. It lies beside it. Even though the cup looks alone, it is not. The coffee is still there.
Leah appeared sluggish and drunk, struggling to comprehend Lonnie's incoherent rambling. She took a deep breath, feeling the heaviness in her chest lessen slightly. Lonnie placed a firm hand on Leah's slumped shoulder.
You, my girl, are not alone. Your coffee spots are there. You just cannot see them,
Lonnie continued, her voice soothing as she looked at Chris and Kai, who had retreated towards the entrance.
We are the sturdy table that supports your cup, and we will not let you fall. Our strength will keep you standing tall until you are replenished once more.
Lonnie watched as Kai disappeared, leaving the space between the door empty. An aura stood in his absence, bright with Kai's energy. If anyone could get Adam back, it was him. One thing she knew was when her brother put his mind to something, nothing would stop him from succeeding.